This is our next lesson on operation with bar notation. Now this will be very important by the time we get to the real logarithm what we have to solve. You have to know this. If you don't know this, then there is a problem. So what is operation with bar notation? Let me show you something. Let's assume now you have something like this. In logarithm, there's what we call bar. Now I'll show you that bar, what it entails and what it means by the time you start solving logarithm. Just assume that if you have something like this, they'll give you, if in logarithm some solving or logarithm question, if you have -3, you don't represent -3 like this, you represent it as bar 3. That is it. So bar 3 means -3. So when you have all this now, how do you now solve problem in bar notation? That's what we want to look at. I will give you, there are some questions there that we are going to solve together. By the time we solve this question under addition and subtraction, as we're going to look at multiplication and division, then you'll be able to understand how this bar notation works. Now the first one is that, let's assume we are given something like this. You are asked to solve this bar 5.4. Now I'll deal with the addition first. Bar 5.4 plus let's say we have bar 3.2. Let's assume we are solving this. Now, no, addition doesn't have any problem. That is one thing about addition. That's, you have to, just like normal addition, 4 plus 2, you get 6. You have your decimal point here. Now, this is -5. It is -5 plus -3. This is what it means. Let me write it here. -5 plus -3. Now, for plus, it does not have effect on minus. So, it should be -5. Plus times minus still -5 -3. So -5 -3, you are owing somebody 5 naira, you are owing another person 3 naira. How much are you owing together? I'm owing 8 naira. So this is it. It means bar 8.6. So this is it for that one. Now let's check another solution. Let's assume we are given what? Bar 1.5 plus bar 2.5 plus bar what? Bar 2.5. Now, let's look at this together. 5 plus 5 is what? Is 10, right? You write 0, point, you carry what? 1. That one you carry is +1. Do you know that? Yes, the one you carry is +1. So what you now have, you have +1, -1. You know there's a plus there. I told the plus does not have effect, so you still be saying what? -2. So you are having 1 naira, you are owing 1 naira here, 2 naira here, you are owing 3 naira, but you are having 1 naira. If you pay, you are still going to owe what? You are going to owe 2 naira. So just like +1 - 1 is 0, 0 - 2 is -2. So what you have here is what? -2. That is that for that one. Now let's look at that. Let's take another one. Let's assume now you have another one. Let's say you have bar 4.6 plus bar 1.8. Bar 1.8. Let's look at this together. So the same thing, 6 plus 8 is 14. If I'm right, I think I'm right. 14. You carry what? You carry 1. That 1 is +1. So you now have +1 -4 -1. Because you know it should be plus -1, but plus times minus is still minus. -4 - 1 is -5. That is +1 -5. Now you are owing 5 naira. But you have 1 naira in your pocket. If you pay, you are still owing what? You are still owing 4 naira. Bar 4. So you put your decimal point here. So this is all about the addition part. So let's now move to subtraction. That is where it gets complicated, because subtraction is very, very, once you have subtraction in any mathematical question, just know that you have to be very careful, because any silly mistake you do, you are in deep shit. Let me not say deep shit. You are in deep problem. But once you know how to go about it, it's one of the easiest things to do. But just be careful of what? Of negative sign. I think they are like, sorry, let me just say anything. Let me keep my mouth shut. I don't want to cause problem. Oh, are you tired? You shouldn't be tired. You shouldn't be tired. Learning is very, very hard. Learning is hard. But what to learn, it becomes your own. By the time you start, you know this one, then you will be very, very great. Don't worry. Everything will be fine. And let's move on. Let's assume you are given something like they said, -5, bar 5, let me stop minus. Bar 5.4 minus, you have minus here, minus what? 1.1. You have something like this. You have to minus it. 4 minus 1, we know it's 3, right? Now, this is what I'm saying now. Now, this is -5 minus 1. It means minus 5 minus 1. Minus 5 minus 1 is what? Minus 6. So this is the answer for this one. Now let's check another one. Let's assume we are giving another one. Let's say you have like let me look at this. Just you have bar 5.4 minus bar 1.2. Now let's look at this. 4 minus 2, we know is 2, right? Point, decimal point. This will be minus 5. No, there's a minus at the middle because minus is subtracting there. This minus, this one, minus. Then there's another minus at the top of 1, minus 1. So you have minus 5. So minus times minus is plus 1. So let me give you the rules. Minus times minus equals to plus. Plus times minus equals to minus. Minus times plus equals to minus. Plus times plus equals to plus. Now, minus 5 plus 1 is minus 4, right? So what we have bar what? Bar 4. That is that. Very simple. Now let's check another one. Let me clean this one. Let's check another question. Now, let's assume now you are given something like this. You have, sorry for this, you have bar 3.2, sorry, bar 3.2, bar 3.2 minus bar 3.8. Now, the problem now is that you have to borrow. You can borrow, yeah, you can borrow from here. But one thing about subtraction is that it will reduce. But people tend to make mistake that for subtraction, as the number increases, the value decreases. It means if someone is having minus 2, the person is bigger than minus 100. That's one thing about minus. So minus 2 is bigger than minus 100. That is it. But if you have 2, you know 2 is always what? Less than what? 100. So for plus, the higher the number, the higher the value. But for minus, the higher the number, the lower the value. So it means here, you know, just like saying like, if I said 4, let's say 4.2 minus, let's say 1.3 now. If I borrow 1 from here, you know it will decrease, right? It will decrease to what? It will decrease to 3. Normal. That is because it is what is plus 4. The same thing here. It has to decrease also. If I borrow 1 from here, what do you think it will decrease to? It will decrease to minus 4 because minus 3 is bigger than minus 4 by 1. So it means here, when I borrow here, I'll bring it down is 12. So here is now, it is now what? Bar 4. So get that logic there. So be very careful with minus. So 12 minus 8 is 4 points. Now, bar 4 minus minus 3. So you have minus 4 minus minus 3. So minus 4, minus times minus is what? Is plus, plus 3. So minus 4 plus 3 is what? Is minus 1. That is that. So let's take another one under that particular one. I think that is where it may get confusing for you. Now now you can use your new general mathematics or the essential mathematics. That's where I get my source from. You can search it, no problem. There are lots of questions there. Now let's look at another one. Let's say you have, this is the last one here. You have bar what? Bar 2.0 minus 1.7. Now try this on your own. Let me see your solution. You can pause the video. You borrow from here too. When you borrow from here, minus, you borrow 1 from here, this will become bar 3. That is it. That's what it becomes. Then you bring it here, it becomes 10. 10 minus 7 is 3. Now you have bar 3, so it will be minus 3. Now this one does not have bar. That is minus 1 because of this minus here. Minus 3 minus 1 is what? Is minus what? Minus 4. So that is that for that one. So we move on to the next one, which should be what? Addition and multiplication of what? Of operation with bar notation, of bar notation operation. So that is what we will move on to. So see